Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've posted. That's for a couple reasons. I've been more MIA than I thought I was going to be, given that I just graduated university and then I had 3 weeks of doing absolutely nothing before I went to Greece. I thought I'd be posting a lot more than I did. For some reason I didn't, and I don't know why, I just couldn't be motivated to. And then when I went to Greece, my laptop completely crashed, clearing all of the footage that I had recorded before I left that I was planning on editing and posting. So good news is I have a new computer. This is the MacBook Air M2 in the midnight color. It's just as fingerprinty as everyone says it is. You can see that there. But it means that I am going to be starting editing videos again. In fact, I will have edited this one on the new computer. So we'll see how it goes. I will update you. I think I'm going to post a whole new computer setup for travel video as well. So keep your eyes out for that, if you still believe anything I say when it comes to posting. One of the videos that I did record before I left was a packing video, because I love making those videos and everyone seems to like watching those videos on my channel. But when my computer crashed, I lost all of the footage, and I also had no way of editing it before I left, which actually turned out to be a good thing, because this is the first time I packed for a trip where I had major regrets and I don't think I did it properly. So instead, I'm going to be filming an unpack with me from 3 weeks in Greece, where I backpacked with a new carry-on backpack. In the pack with me video, I shared that I got a new backpack. This one is different than the one I brought to Greece. It's the Decathlon 4-Class 40-liter backpack. 40 liters is bigger than the backpack we brought to Europe. It was 37 liters, but this bag was really great. You have the opportunity to pack it full, or to leave a little bit more space, which is what I did, and it flew perfectly fine on WestJet and Air Canada. So in this video, I'm going to unpack my bag. I'm going to finally be able to do laundry, and I'm going to share with you everything that I liked that I brought, what I used, what I didn't, and what I wish that I brought. I am getting absolutely smacked by jet lag this time around. I don't know why. I usually handle jet lag quite well, but not this time. I just woke up from a nap, so that is why I sound groggy and kind of out of it. We also have a ton of family visiting right now as soon as I got back from Greece, so if you hear noise downstairs, that is what's going on. Okay, so first of all, diving into the backpack, it's a regular backpack like I got in Europe. It opens clamshell. They do have 2 pockets on the outside. This huge elastic water bottle-ish pocket, which I use to shove in my sunglasses case, a deck of playing cards, and my dirty laundry bag. On the other side, there's also a water bottle pocket that unzips to fit more, which I didn't really end up using. There's also a pocket on the front, but what we learned when we were in Europe is that these front pockets, if you have the bag full, are really hard to fit things in. So I didn't end up using this front pocket at all. There's a pocket on the top as well, which has this little piece of plastic here that you can slide the zipper through to prevent pickpocketing. I use this a lot, actually. I carried both of my claw clips in there, and I also carried this tiny little bag of rocks and seashells. I saw this pen, which came in useful on the plane, not for me, but someone didn't have their passport signed, so I let them use my pen. It's also got a padded laptop sleeve on the back here, which fit my laptop and my passport really well. And then there is the bigger pocket that opens up into the clamshell. This is what it looks like on the inside. I forgot to mention, there are also compression straps on the outside, which clip on like this, that I really use to compress the bag to make it even smaller. So it's got 3 main pockets. In this pocket, I stored all of my clothes. In this bottom pocket, I stored my shoes. And this top pocket stored all of my toiletries, my towel, everything else basically. So in terms of clothes, I had 3 different packing cubes. This one was for my bathing suits, this was for my underwear, and this one was for my tops, and this one was for my bottoms. This system worked out really well for me. I did like having a completely separate packing cube for my bathing suits, which I think is different than what I did in Europe. It just made it so that if anything was still a little damp, everything was separated. I was a little bit of a silly Billy, which I explained in my packing video. This was more of a vacation than it was a backpacking trip like Carson and I do, especially for long-term travel. So I brought 23 pairs of underwear. That was just so I didn't have to do laundry, because I didn't feel like doing laundry. I had the space, so I brought a new pair for every single day of the trip. It was excessive, but it made me comfortable. In terms of pants, I brought 4 different types of pants. I have jeans, jean shorts, these joggers from Lululemon, which I wore on the plane, which is why they look like that. And I also had a pair of black athletic shorts, which I already threw in the wash. Those 4 pairs of pants worked out perfectly fine for me. The joggers I only ended up wearing on the planes there and back, so they kind of took up space, but they serve the purpose of being comfy on the plane. The athletic shorts I slept in and I wore once, so I used them all the time. The jeans I wore a lot at the start of the trip because it was a lot colder than we were expecting, and the jean shorts I wore basically every single day. That is the note that I want to start the video on, is it was colder than we were expecting. It was colder than it has ever historically been, according to locals, and so we were not properly packed and prepared for that. In this packing cube, I also had a rain jacket, which I lost in Mykonos. It was like rain jackety, windbreakery. I wore it a lot at the start of the trip because it was like gale force winds as soon as we got there. We were so cold. Luckily, it didn't rain for the remainder of the trip because I lost it in Mykonos and I didn't even notice until we got to Santorini, which was the end of the trip. So I'm actually kind of sad about that, but sometimes that happens when you're traveling. Ah, I was mistaken. These are the athletic shorts. I didn't put them in the wash yet. They're just in the shirts packing cube. I don't know why. For tops, this is where the first mistake was. So before I get into the mistake, what I brought was 2 of these tank tops, one in blue and one in black. I loved these. I wore these every single day, reached for them every single day. They're so nice. They have like built-in bras, so they are super comfortable, except the padding's kind of weird, so I might take the padding out. And then you can put a bra underneath for a little extra support, little extra, you know, make it a little going out. I brought 3 types of blousey tank tops / t-shirts, which I only really wore 2 of. I packed this on impulse because I got it right before we left, and it's actually really cute. I wore it on a bar crawl and I wore it on the first day we were in Syros. I actually really like it a lot. This is my favorite shirt in the entire world, so I packed it thinking I'll wear it all the time. It's so cute, definitely in my color palette. You can probably tell this is my color palette. But I only wore this like twice because I wore those stupid tank tops every single day. And then I packed this one, which I also really love. I wore it all the time in school. I got it in the summer and I only wore it on the last day in Athens, but I actually really like it. And as soon as I put it on, I was like, I should have worn it earlier. That being said, you're definitely gonna have favorites and you don't need, oh my god, my makeup is so smeared. I literally rolled out of bed from my nap. I think a lot of my packing this time around was influenced by the fact that I was going on a girls trip with my friend and I knew she was bringing a lot and I wanted cute tops to go with that. And I don't think it's unreasonable to bring 3 nice blouses to Greece. I think that I just wore those stupid tank tops every single day. The other reason is that I brought 2 dresses, which I absolutely love. It is from the brand Arizona Co. Jeans or something. I got it in the States. I don't know what this brand is. It's open back. Isn't this absolutely adorable? I'll insert pictures of me wearing it. I love this. The only thing is this sundress comes to my mid-thigh, and because it was so windy at the start of the trip and near the end of the trip, it like really was a blowing up hazard. The other dress I brought, which I also absolutely love, is this longer like corsety sundressy dress. It has a slit on the side and I actually wore it a ton in Santorini for fancy dinners. I love both of those dresses. They're for sure coming to Asia with me. And then I brought 3 longer sleeve shirts, which I thought were gonna be enough to keep me warm. The first is just this like, I don't know, jersey shirt, I think people call it. It's definitely inside out, by the way. It's just Carson's frat t-shirt. I slept in it all the time and then I wore it as a beach cover up on a sailing cruise we did. Pizza's here, if you heard that. The next is this one that I brought to Europe. I wear it all the time. I'll put pictures in. It actually buttons up the front, which is how I usually wear it, but I unbuttoned it to make it more cardigan-y near the end of the trip. And then I brought this really thin Rip Zone pullover, which I thought was going to be enough because I didn't think it was going to be that cold, but it was cold. So this is where my regrets come in. Last minute, I cut out my crew neck. This is the one I was planning on bringing. It's super cute. I wear it all the time. Cut it out last minute because it was bulky. Even though I had ample room, I regretted this the entire time. It would have been so nice, especially at the start of the trip when things were cold, but even at the end, sitting on beaches just to have something warm to pull over. So unless you're going somewhere hot like we are in Asia where it's gonna be 35, 40 degrees, I would never cut the crew neck. It's just so cozy. The other thing I wish is I had more cardigan options. The other thing I wore on the plane is my white like button-up pullover. It's not white anymore, it's yellow. Everyone was right online. Things in your backpack that are white get yellow. I didn't believe anyone. It's yellow. I'm gonna try to bleach it because I really want to bring it to Asia, but I might try to find one in brown. That's what my friend brought and it looked really cute. I just love this stupid white thing. So this is what I ended up putting on over top of everything because you just needed a little bit more warmth because it was kind of chilly in the evenings. I wish I brought more cardigan options on that note. Like, for example, this red one, which I cut, this brown one, which I cut, and this one that I brought to Europe, which I love. It's more sweatery. It like fly buttons in the middle, which I cut, and I regretted it the whole time. The other thing I had in there was my sachet to keep things smelling good. Did nothing. My clothes smelled absolutely disgusting the whole time. Well, from Mykonos onward, especially because after Mykonos they all smelled like alcohol. I also brought 3 bathing suits, all bikinis. Only one was sports mode. It was the blue one. I'll put a picture in. I wore it all the time. I also wore my cross tie one a couple times, but it there's a lot of slippage. And then I brought a purple one that I ordered online. I've never worn it. I ordered it last summer for a camping trip, but I really like the color and I was sad that I never wore it, so I brought it to Greece a little optimistically, and I wore it one time and there was a similar, I don't know what was gonna happen differently, that I don't know what I thought was gonna be different, but it was the same thing. So I never wore it. The top also is cute, but it's like wire, right? So it just had to sit flat in the bag. It didn't pack well. Just all around not a good idea. Honestly, I'm a minimal person to begin with, but I think 2 bathing suits, 1 bathing suit is enough. I did wear my bikini clubbing in Mykonos because we were on a beachfront resort, but I think 2 bathing suits is probably perfect. You don't want to be sitting around in wet bikini bottoms. Pro tip for infection purposes. So 2 bathing suits, you can change into a dry one. I think that's plenty. That is all the clothing regrets I had. I wish I had more cardigan options, an actual sweater because I was cold a lot, and utilized my blouse options more. Like I mentioned, I did wear bikini tops when we were clubbing in Mykonos because that was the vibe, and also where else are you going to be in a situation where it's appropriate to wear a bikini top and jean shorts to the club? But there were people that were wearing other cute outfits, especially beach cover-up dresses, which I think would also have been really cute to pack. I just didn't even think about it. So clubbing clothes for Mykonos, another thing you should consider. Moving on to shoes, Birkenstocks, the unforeseen hero of the Greece trip. I kept my shoes in this small pocket like I showed you in the bag. I was originally just gonna bring running shoes and my Tevas, but I packed my Birks last minute and I wore them every single day. It was the best decision I ever made. You should definitely consider bringing some Birkenstock type shoe to Greece. They were so applicable. I actually only ended up wearing my running shoes on travel days. I thought I'd wear them on hikes that we did. Granted, we didn't do a ton of hikes, but on the day that we did do a lot of walking, I wore my Tevas and I loved them. So my Birkenstocks and my Tevas fit in this small pocket. Birkenstocks, Tevas. These are the Tevas that I got. I bought them for Asia, tested them out in Greece, loved them. I also managed to pack in that same pocket my Tevas and my running shoes, and then I wore my Birks on a travel day. This bag really fits so much, especially so much more than what I took to Europe the first time around. Granted, it was like fall, winter weather, so way more sweaters, but I was super impressed that I managed to fit my running shoes in here. So as far as shoes for Greece goes, I really liked wearing my Birkenstocks because they were kind of middle ground fancy. They looked great and were super practical with my jean shorts and my tank tops, but I could also wear them with my sundresses out to dinner. If you are going to fancier dinners, I would recommend maybe like a sandal type shoe. A lot of people were wearing those like sandals, like slide heels. This is my depiction of it. And they're super small to throw in your bag too if you know you're going to do fancier activities. But those were the shoes that I brought. I wore all of them and I would pack them again. So as far as toiletries, I brought the toiletry kit that I have been traveling with for the past year. I love this thing. It's got 3 different pockets. The bigger like toiletries liquids compartment, this is all my makeup, and then this I just put my hair accessories in. I brought 1 scrunchie, a couple of these satin covered hair elastics that I got from Amazon. I love these. I will link everything down below that I can find. And then I just brought some of those rubber bands because I use them to put my hair in braids. For makeup, I brought the essentials. I'm not going to go into much detail. I'll put like a clip on the screen if you want to look at that. So that's what I brought for makeup. And then for liquids, I actually really cut down on my liquids from Europe because I knew I wasn't going to be able to share with Carson because person I was traveling with brought a ton of liquids too. I brought my moisturizer in this glass bottle. This was definitely excessive. It's heavy and it's an awkward shape, but this was the moisturizer that I'm using and I had room for it, so I just packed this whole thing. I also packed a sunscreen. If there's one thing you should take away from this video, it is that sunscreen is stupid expensive in Greece. Like, I'm talking $30 to $45 for a bottle expensive. So bring a face sunscreen if you're gonna bring anything that you like from home in a travel size. This is 75 milliliters. It's the Garnier Umbrella one. I also brought an entire bottle of hair oil, another bit of an excessive inclusion, but I know that my hair gets really dry when I'm traveling and I didn't know what the conditioner situation was going to be, plus the water is really hard water, so I brought this. A little bit excessive, but it was worth it. I also brought toothpaste, a little travel size, lasts me the whole 3 weeks. I also brought a hand cream, and then I brought these travel size shampoo and conditioners from a advent calendar I got for Christmas. And I also brought a little like travel tube of my conditioner from home because I really wanted my hair to be conditioned. Like I said, it gets so dry. And I actually used all of that conditioner that I brought. Our hotels for the most part didn't offer shampoo and conditioner, at least not very good ones. Granted, we were staying in cheap accommodations, so do with that what you will. I will talk about whether or not you should check a bag at the end of this video, so stick around for that. If you check a bag, you can bring full-sized travel products, so stay to the end of the video to see why I would even suggest that. The last of the toiletries that I brought, I did bring my full-size wet brush. I debated getting the like small wet brush mini for a while, but I thought the amount of room that this takes up that the mini would save, I just feel like it's way more convenient to have a full-size brush. I also brought a comb because I use it to pull out my bang pieces. I brought the razor that I use to shape my eyebrows, a bunch of different lip balms, and I also brought my Diva Cut. I think that's all of the toiletries. I took some out last night, obviously. Deodorant, I knew I was forgetting something. This is the deodorant I brought. It was just the one that I was using at home. It doesn't count as a liquid, so I just brought the full-size one. I didn't have any regrets when it came to toiletries. I think that I brought a lot of conditioner that I didn't end up using and a lot of shampoo that I didn't end up using, but I was really trying to be careful with my hair. I also brought my purple shampoo, and my hair still looks kind of yellow, and I have graduation tomorrow, so I've got to mask this situation. Moving on to tech as part of the misc. I did bring, this is my cable organizer I brought to Europe. If you watched those videos, you'll recognize it. I'm considering not bringing this to Asia because the backpack has like a tiny mini pocket in the front, and all I bring are my AirPods, a lightning charger with the wall plug that charges my AirPods and my phone, my laptop cable, wired headphones, a lightning to aux adapter, and I think that's it. And all of the accessories for my GoPro. I also bring a microfiber cloth to clean the screens, and I'm gonna bring my SIM card ejector tool. But all of that can kind of go in that front pocket. I don't know, I'm debating that. The reason I'm bringing that up is because I barely use this at all. Granted, my laptop did like bust out on me halfway through the trip. So I just shoved the cable in that medium-sized pocket with all my misc stuff. Sorry, there's children screaming. My headphones I kept in the little purse that I brought that I will show you shortly. And that was kind of it. So I really didn't make use of this at all. But those cables are essential cables, so those are the ones I brought. I brought this microfiber towel in extra large. This is the towel I brought to Europe. I got it before that trip. We barely used it because it wasn't really beach swimming weather when we were in Europe, but I use this bad boy all the time. I'm so happy I brought it. It was big enough for me and my friend to both sit on it, so I'd really recommend this size. When we go to Asia, I'm considering bringing, we have a smaller one, just knowing that me and my friend both sat on here and our legs were exposed to the sand, and that was totally fine. I think for the weight that I'd save in, especially in that flying environment, I think that I'll bring the smaller one, but I loved this. I also brought a teeny tiny medical kit. First aid kit. I just put it in a Ziploc bag. It has 2 things of string and a needle in case there are any damages to our clothes, a couple band-aids, some Imodium, and some Kleenex, and that was really everything we needed. My friend brought Polysporin, which we also did use as well, so I would recommend that. She did get a bit of a sore throat when we were over there, so if you have a brand of cough lozenges that you like, bring them along too. But that's really like a what if scenario. Granted, all first aid is kind of a what if scenario. But you can always find that sort of stuff when you're over there as well. In terms of other first aid / toiletries we picked up when we were over there, we got after sun and sunscreen. Like I briefly mentioned, sunscreen was insanely expensive. Like I think 21 euros we picked it up for in Syros. It was like 29 euros on Santorini. So $30 to $45 sort of thing you're looking at. You could probably get it cheaper in Athens if you have the wherewithal to pick it up between the time you like land and get to the port sort of thing. We couldn't find anything in Piraeus at the port before we got on our boat, so we just picked some up in Syros. Super expensive. After sun was really expensive, but we got sunburned. So if you think about those prices, $45 for sunscreen, if you're planning to buy it in Santorini, it may be worth it to check your bag and bring sunscreen from home. That being said, you are gonna have to buy it at home anyways, unless you have some sitting around, so maybe it doesn't really add up for you. But I just wanted to quickly mention that because that is something I didn't realize, was sunscreen is gonna be so expensive. So that's what I mean when I say bring good face sunscreen from home, because it's gonna be ridiculously expensive. The other two miscellaneous things I brought, I did bring 2 books. I know, kind of excessive. I read this one, I didn't read my other one just because I couldn't really get into it. I read Verity, it was okay. So brought my sunglasses in this sunglasses case. Sunglasses are an essential, you can always buy them there as well. And I brought this hat. My scalp got so sunburned and was peeling, it was actually really disgusting. I don't know why I shared that. So bring a hat, wear it to the beach, and also try to put sunscreen on your part. It's gonna make your hair disgusting, but your head gets so sunburned. I don't know if it's just like my pale Canadian skin, but I got so tanned. I don't know if you can see the difference on my hand between like here and the back of my hand. So tanned. Everyone was commenting on how white we are. It was really actually making us uncomfortable. So I don't know if like the sun is stronger there. It probably is. I don't know. I probably sound so stupid. My skin is not used to the sun, clearly. This is the bag that houses my dirty laundry. You would have seen it from the Europe packing videos as well. I just shoved this thing in that outside pocket like I was saying. And then the last thing I brought was my day pack. This is different than the one I brought to Europe. I brought my collapsible pack to Europe. It's 20 liters. This time I brought this one. It doesn't collapse. It's only 10 liters, so it was a little bit smaller. I just laid it flat underneath my clothes packing cubes. But on the airplane day, I did pack it as my personal item. So in here I have some last items. Empty iced tea from the plane, boarding pass from the plane. I have my AirPods, my wired headphones, and my charging cable for my phone that are just loosely in here. I had a terrible travel day, 24 hours straight of traveling. It was so disgusting. That's a lie. Well, I don't know, if you count going to the airport and stuff. It was so terrible. So this is terribly packed. Also in this pack, I have my passport, obviously, the second book that I didn't finish, and hand wipes. I would definitely recommend bringing wet wipes with you. They don't count as a liquid, and you're really just gonna wanna sanitize all the surfaces so you don't get sick. I didn't get sick the whole trip. Not that that's how you can control getting sick, but we were on it with the hand sanitizing as well. So that is basically everything that I packed in this bag. We used this to shuttle stuff back and forth from the beach and on our hiking days to carry water. This was the perfect size to pack like a change of bathing suits, the towel, a water, a couple snacks, and maybe even a change of clothes in here for beach days. I would highly recommend bringing some type of bag. This bag also actually could carry my laptop, which I did on the flight there before my laptop broke. So it makes a great personal item, and I would really recommend bringing a bag for shuttling stuff when you're going to Greece because you're gonna be going to the beach a lot. This is the crossbody bag that I brought with me as like my daily purse. I liked this better than the belt bag that I brought with me to Europe. I just felt like the color went with more stuff, and also the like crossbody nature of it was kind of more practical for everyday wear. It's part of the Team Canada collection. It has a maple leaf subtly embroidered on here and says Canada on the strap. Funny story is someone that I used to work with actually recognized me on a ferry because of the fact that I had a Canada flag bag. So she was like, oh, it probably is her because she's Canadian. So I really liked this. On the daily, I just kept in here my phone, my wallet, lip balm, lip gloss, that sort of thing. And it worked out perfectly fine. It's super dirty though, so I'm tossing this right in the wash. This time around, I didn't bring a power converter brick because I didn't need a power converter. I just needed the plug adapters. So I just brought these. My mom got them from Amazon. They're just like single application like ends, and you just plug the thing right on there. Don't know why I couldn't find the words to explain that, but they're smaller than the brick and they're super practical. So I just brought 3. I only needed 2. I only ever used 2. But yeah, that is everything I brought in that backpack. I had a lot of regrets, especially when it came to clothing. So that's why I want to post an unpack with me instead of a pack with me, because I don't want to oversaturate the internet and my channel with content, especially now that I know that I didn't pack optimally. That being said, I am going to be posting a Greece vlog shortly. I had so much fun filming this type of vlog content. It's way different than what I did in Europe. I'm also going to be posting a lot of Greece content on my blog. I will put the name of my website on the screen right now and link it in the description down below. I'll be posting recaps of all of the islands that we went to and also an entire Greece recap of everything we learned. I've only been to Greece one time, so I'm not going to call it like the ultimate guide to Greece, but it's everything that we learned about the islands that I didn't know beforehand as someone traveling first time. I am back in Canada for 3 weeks today. My university graduation is tomorrow. I'm super excited about it. My 23rd birthday is next week, and then Kirsten and I are headed off for full-time traveling. We're going to Asia, and I am packing and getting ready for that. So if you want to see everything that's going into planning that trip, everything that's going into packing for full-time long-term travel, subscribe to the channel, stick around for those videos. I promise I will be posting them, especially now that I have a new laptop. So I am super excited to make all this content for you. Check out my blog. We also have a Patreon launching and a newsletter. So stick around for all of that content. I'm so excited to share this with you. I'm so excited to leave, except I'm really gonna miss my dogs and Canada. But I'm excited to be back with my family for these next 3 weeks. So I will see you guys in the next video, which will be coming shortly. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, had an amazing day, are gonna have a good sleep, or if you're just waking up, have a great day. I think I covered all the bases. I'll see you in the next video.